Understanding white balance in photography. It's very important that new photographers get to grips with the white balance feature on their DSLR. But what is white balance? Well, basically white balance corrects color temperature. So what is color temperature? Think of a light bulb, an incandescent light bulb for example. Well, this light bulb gives off a warm temperature. So if we think of a fluorescent lighting tube, then the fluorescent lighting tube that gives off a cool color temperature. So we now understand that light can either have a warm color temperature such as a street lamp, or it can have a cool color temperature such as a fluorescent tube. So now that we understand that, then we can now go back to white balance. So what is white balance? Well, white balance is basically the feature or the mode what we use with our DSLR to tell our DSLR what kind of lighting temperature it is that we are working under. So for example, let's say that we were out shooting on a sunny day, then we would tell our camera that the white balance is to be set for a sunny day. Now let's say that we were working at night and we were working under a street lamp. Well, now we would tell our camera, our DSLR, what kind of street lamp it is that we are working under. Remember, a street lamp, it could be a warm color like an orange looking street lamp, or it could be a cool color like a fluorescent lit street lamp. So it would be up to the photographer to tell the camera via white balance what light and temperature it is that you're working under. Now another example is that we may be working outside on a cloudy day. So we would use our white balance in order to tell the camera that we're working under cloudy day conditions. Because remember, not only does lighting levels change, but when lighting levels change, so does the color temperature. Now this moves on to my next point. Most new photographers, they simply use the auto white balance feature, which basically means that the camera makes all the decisions with regards to what white balance it should shoot on. Now 90 times out of 100, the camera gets it correct, but sometimes the camera does get the white balance wrong. This is because you may be having a mixture of lighting levels. For example, in one part of your photo you may have an incandescent lighting, which is warm, and in another part of your photo you may have a fluorescent lighting, which is cool. So your camera gets confused as to what's the best setting for this mixture of color temperature of lighting. So anyway, now you understand what white balance is. So to finish off with, if you're working in a situation where your white balance just doesn't look right in your photographs, then that's where you would use a thing called a custom white balance. And this is simply a process where you use a white card in front of the camera in order to help program into your camera what is the exact light and temperature it is that you're working under. I mean, making this video now, talking to you, I had to program my studio camera to tell it that it's working under fluorescent lighting, i.e. white LED lighting, which are my studio lights right in front of me. So there you go guys, there was a little bit more about white balance.